You are welcome to the Mirror TV. We offer you news, local, national, and international, on politics, religious, and socio-cultural events, project work documentary, live documentary, and lot more. Contact us today and do not forget to subscribe to our channel so as to get our updates on daily basis. A brief media engagement with IZZI local government chairman, Barrister Emenike Nwakpa. Focus first tenure in office. Achievement. His focus for second tenure. Prospect and innovation to deliver adequate dividends of democracy in the council area. Join us as we join in this track.
I'm happy. Why do I say so? I say so because from day one, the gate has always been open. From day one, nobody has called upon us who is trapped in the hospital and we didn't answer him. From day one, nobody who had a stint or who died without, in the course of contributing to some nation building in IZZI, young people or the vulnerable, that we did not sponsor their burial and support the widows. Okay? I can go on and on and mention that. We've rescued 6 orphans, or 7. We just rescued 2 twins, the one you learned about, I think a few weeks ago. The woman gave birth and died, and the husband committed suicide. And they called upon me, I rescued them, put them in the hospital, and later put them at Mofianka. We rescued a woman who is mad that was giving birth at Iboko. She was, after giving birth to a boy, she was bleeding to death. And they called me here, I ran, rescued that woman, took her to Southern Hospital, Iboko, rescued her. When she became stable, we took the child and put in the model of this home up to today. We took responsibility for all of these things. We have the one we named Queen, who was giving birth and dumped at the Iboko market. At the point of death, we rescued her. And she's grown, she is almost 1 year now. She's up to 1 year now, Queen. That's what I named her. She's doing very well. And so many others. They remind me of a place, of my place in humanity. Those vulnerable groups and those poor people that are in local areas that will attend to their basic need in life, they are not on Facebook and you won't have access to them to interview them. Because they interview us at the city center. But the people that we're taking care of are not at the city center. Somebody who is in Lagos wants to comment about what we are doing here, who has never visited home for one year. And somebody who is here, who probably would have asked you for 1 or 2, 1 or 2 things to be done, and you, at the moment you couldn't do it, you begin to mark your papers. Okay, I don't believe that is what about. I believe that the people that we support, the people that we are governing, they are not at the city centers, I'm not a city mayor, they are in the village. Anytime you want to interview me, I would always prefer to come to the village or go to the villages and let them sample opinion of what has Nwakpa done for you. We are talking in terms of humanitarian services. Makalo Nyedzonzo, I get in can do any other thing. Our people are poor. Our people are poor. And I understand that a couple of the glory may depart will stock people's resources here for the purpose of sending our kids to the best schools or having the best house for them. They cut their own glory short than least expected. So humanitarian services go out in the villages and go to hospitals and find out pregnant women. In fact, as we speak, we have already struggled and got Sudan United Hospital on them accredited by National Health Insurance. And we have enrolled 500 people. Payment will begin very soon so that the old people, the vulnerable people, the high pollers should be able to access free medical services for 1 year, and we'll renew it. Okay, we've done a number of roads. We've done a street light up campaign beginning from Iboko to Iziogo to Edufati down to Obdetli. We light up those communities to Mofi, to Mbam. These are hundreds of millions that we spent doing that. We are facing the local government. All these things happened in less than 2 years. We've done a number of roads. at from Izugu to Ndobogobash to Ndukeda Road. We did Oyege Road. We did Izugu to Onaim Road. These are about 11.something kilometers. The one I talked about is about 18.something kilometer road. So many roads that we opened. Not just that we opened those roads. We did the IZZI road. We opened it. We've done a number of concourses. We embarked on periodic distribution of rice and stipends to those who are trapped at orthopedic, traditional orthopedic centers, indeed Fatri and Ndeta. What's that place called at Ndeta? Nchoko. Chokibaga. We do that. And so we have also sent 8 people to go and learn network engineering at Tag Global Akwa Ibom. They stayed 6 months there. We paid everything, rented the flat there, paid 950, furnished the flat, and we were paying them stipend of 50,000 naira for 6 months. They've all returned. Some are already working in different companies in Lagos. These are facts. There are a lot of things. We've been at home with widows. We've empowered number of widows. All right. We procured rice as palliative and distributed as Xmas much more than any other local government, and I'm proud to say that. Okay. So these are things that we have done, and what they want us to do is to stay in Abakaliki and intimidate the media with everything we've done. Every day there's new thing that we must have done. I need to see. So, but back to your question. In the current or the next administration, emphasis will be on youth empowerment. We have to give our local government a facelift. There are 2 categories: security, youth empowerment, and give an infrastructure. All right. Humanitarian services may be lowered because we dedicated we dedicated lots of resources for that. You're expected to look at physical structures. Yes. We're going to look at the youth. What we tend to do is to create a youth entrepreneurship endowment fund for 8 communities within IZZI. This community entrepreneurship endowment fund will be sponsored by the local government, but we will call on entrepreneurs from every length and breadth of our local government who are trading in Lagos, in China, in Dubai, in whatever. We want to have a very strong memorandum of understanding to come and fund it. And what we intend to do is to allow communities to drive it. They should be in competition of how many youth we're able to send for skill acquisitions. So we believe that it is by if we strengthen our partnership with community-based committees, they will deepen the dividends of the monetary empowering the youth. Do you understand? We already know that when there is no job, they say that a hungry man is an hungry man. So there's nothing like lecturing somebody who has no food in his stomach. You can't. If you give him 10,000, you can kill anybody. Because you need to eat. You recall that in the Bible, somebody has to trade his birthright just for a porridge of food. You think it is hunger is something to compare to anything. So anybody can do anything just to have food in his stomach. You see shelter, you see clothing, you see food. They are fundamental basic need of man. And man can do anything to make sure that those 3 basic needs are met. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of workshop, seminars, empowering the youth, and all of that. And that's what I'm going to be able to be massive. Not just to give them money, but we are going to be with them in terms of training, in terms of engagement, in terms of bringing, look for someone who is very good in piggery and say we are sending 10 people to you. Just like what the government is doing right now, because we want to replicate what the government is doing in terms of youth empowerment. As I speak to you, a number of youth, 100 of them are out of this town, and they're going to spend 3 months or 6 months. Either 3 months or 6 months. They are engaged on daily basis on agro-based businesses, and they are supposed to come back to be strengthened, to be empowered, according to governor's templates. And so, governor, the only way we can consolidate on the gains he's making at the cities and across local government is to replicate it yourself. Do you understand? So we are duty bound. We're under obligation to replicate an amazing job the governor is doing in the town. And so that people who are there will not be, because we must de-escalate the mass movement, the exodus, the mass movement from the rural areas to urban city centers. This place is already overcrowded. And by the way, who can afford, if you come to town to live, and they tell you that a bedroom flat is 1.5 million in Abakaliki, for crying out loud. If I have 1.5 million and I stay in why am I coming to town? Paying 1.5 million to come and do what? The person would have been able to set up this thing. Then again, is that we want our people to diversify. Politics that was supposed to be a good thing is trying to be the very reason why most of people are not doing well. Everybody must not get appointments. It is such a shame that everybody wants an appointment. Everybody can't get appointments. But our people with their degrees want to prefer to become the PA to the PA to the PA to the SA to the SA2. That's unacceptable. And the reason is that there are no jobs. So you don't blame them. But we need to think outside the box. It is within the realm of adversity that will make progress in life. Not for my comfort zone. If you're not willing to take decisive action for yourself, you will continue to give excuses. For me, I believe that our people should make use of what is available at our disposal, our land, our waters. The last time I traveled home, I planted some plantain suckers, and they are calling me to come and harvest within 3 months. To come and harvest. Nobody is watering it. We have piggery, we have a lot of things that you can be. Even when we're growing up, you don't need to go and buy. You see how entrepreneurial our people were. Was that they don't even go to buy goat. No matter you go to somebody say, "Don't go and copy." I must come tomorrow. Come to. Are you sure to take care of my dog? Say, I will take care of that. Do you know that for you to be giving a goat, be the bonus for more than 5 days, the person will be sure like take to a because somewhere you're not being here for 3 days. I can let Sophie. And in most cases, you have to pay. That you kept on coming away. I don't know whether you are aware.
Yes.
My big day, I just try and get jam across. Respect. Government cannot solve all our problems, just as government cannot be source of all our problems.
For sure.
Government cannot solve all our problems, including political office holders. By the time you have this mentality that now that I'm in position, all my problems will be solved, you end up a demon and a beast. 2 years as a local government chairman cannot solve all your generational problems. And if your generation expect that all of their problems must be solved by these 2 years in the office, then, my brother, you'll be a big thief. And I tell you will mess yourself up. And I can tell you, your generation will never test that kind of position again. So people should take it easy. Less pressure on politicians or on leaders. Lessen the pressure. Let them focus. Somebody will come and tell you and say, do you know that I saw 3 of your brothers, they are riding Okada? So what are they telling you? You appropriate the whatever you saw there and make sure. We saw your in-law, they were 10 there, and they are still hovering there. We saw your village people. Is that the same people who are asking you, what have you done for us? Is the same people who are reminding you. Last week, somebody sent me a long text that reminded me that I have not built house for my mother. So within 1 year, I was supposed to have built a duplex for myself in Abakaliki here, and built at my village, and built my mother, and said my everybody who is related to me, they must be empowered, though. And then the list of my friends who must be empowered, though. Then my community people must be haba. That's pressure. So that is the only thing I have to tell you about that question.
So finally, looking at this pressure, is there any way we can curtail it through orientation or any other means?
Yeah, I agree with you. What you're doing is part of it. I think the media is doing a lot in order to, our campaigns need to de-escalate our belief in politics. Our belief system is becoming too erroneous. Do you understand? When we believe that somebody wrote something, I don't know where the exact came from, a particular publication, they said that in Abakaliki here we put too much pressure on the leaders. You want to go and marry, call him, he has to support me. After supporting you, the woman is sick, you call the same person. And if he's pregnant, you say, please, my woman is going for antenatal. And if he gives birth, please, he's trapped in the hospital. And after giving birth, thank God, give me money to do child education. And after child education, you remember that you'll be naming ceremony. Yeah. The talk show or the campaign that we have to put on course now is you people should help us. They say that the media is a status conferrer. If we want to build a society that our children will not be trapped in vulnerability, we must do it together so that this world can be broken. Because we are not known for building tall walls. This world needs to be broken. We live in an era that people are saying, let the world be broken. Yet we are busy building sophisticated wall around us. You know what that means? No matter how much tall your wall is, one day you will wish to break it. Because this is where the communality and communal conviviality enthroned by in our culture and tradition, we are putting me back to what we are, is that when you rise, let someone else rise. If my kid is not free to associate with the next kid, and the next kid don't have the opportunity to be part of you see the problem. Who becomes vulnerable? If you have a class individual in a community of 1,000 who are vulnerable, who is actually vulnerable, who is seemingly vulnerable, who is vulnerable? Is your child that is vulnerable? Where are they going to steal from? From you. Whose child will they target to be? In you, because you are the odd one out. But if we have an even distribution of resources, this madness that everybody must have one of the best building at a time. There's no type of building that will stand the test of time that in the next 10 years now is outdated. There was a time we were putting this type of frame just in this house. I packed in here in 2009. Now we realize that this is no longer raining. They are now hanging it or whatever it is. In the next 10 years, is there any car you can buy now that will not be old model in the next 5 years? It's an old model. Let us be calming down. Let us pay attention to even redistribution of wealth. The white people will have everything and they will give almost 90% out of it. Why? They want to make sure that it's even distributed to promote peace, security, and stability in the system to enable him to make more money. Because if he has his business and it is not broken, nobody steals from him, he enjoys quality services, he makes more money by giving more. So the more you give, the more you have. Why? Because of the conviviality of the environment, the electrifying nature of the environment where you operate. But if you make everything so difficult, you want to have everything, you'll be losing every day. Because everybody wants to steal from you. You want to go out, you have to go with a number of policemen. And yet, you're not safe. So let our people reconsider the even distribution of wealth. Let the rich allow it to go around. They will make more money, they will never be poor like this.
Good meeting you, sir.
Thank
It's
you,
a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow, let the rich extend the hand of fellowship to the less privileged. They will even be richer. A take home. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe and drop your comment now.